Hello and a very warm welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to use the Prinknash Basilica. This is made by the lovely monks in Prinknash Abbey, and inside one of these boxes is a little powerhouse. Here's your basilica, and you also have 5 charcoals that I guess you would call them bowls. Now what we're going to do is, I don't know if you can see, that's what they look like. I've just got my tongs that I use from a fireplace, and because I haven't got gas, I literally heat this up. Hopefully you can see this and you can start to see it smoking. The charcoal is actually black, and what you want to do is you want to start to make it grey looking. I like to go from the underside. You can start to see it smoking already, hopefully, or I can certainly see it smoking. See if you can see it smoking. It's starting to get very, very warm. And then also like to do a little bit in the top, because this is where the basilica is going to live. Now as you can see, I've got a heat proof tray that it's going to sit on. Hot charcoal has a tendency to be very hot, surprisingly enough. And you can definitely, well, I was going to say I can see that smoking. Now you need to keep it smoking, so this is why I'm going quite quickly. You want to heap in the basilica into the actual well to keep it smoking, and I'm just going to bring that closer to the camera. Hopefully you can see that actually smoking. Now what you would do, you can either use, I've got it on a wooden tray also, or you can take the actual heat proof dish and you would put it into the room that you actually want it to go in. Now I like to do this room by room, however one of these charcoals will last a complete hour, and it sufficiently can do an entire house if you do it on a regular basis, or most definitely it will keep smoking. I'm just going to bring that, hopefully you can see it smoking. Yes, I think you can. Okay, so you would put this into a room, shut all of the doors, shut all of the windows. If you are using it in a hall, then have all the doors open but all the windows shut. No pets and no people in the area that you are actually space clearing. And what you would do is literally leave it in a room, shut the door. 15 minutes later you go in, and what you're probably going to find is the area is going to be very, very smoky, and that just means it's literally doing its thing. So once here is starting to, I don't want to touch it because I know it's going to be hot. This is starting to melt down, and once it's kind of like burnt itself out, it will stop smoking. If you are under that hour, you need to top it up. So I tend to do every 15 minutes or so. I just go in. And I was going to say, what we can do is you can just see a little bit more. Now I have got a friend who's brilliant at doing this, and she has a little set of tweezers, and she literally tweezes up everything to make sure everything is completely used, which is a brilliant way of doing it. Now you can't see it smoking very well in here, reason being the actual energy is quite clear. Do not be afraid if it goes in and you are completely smoked out whatsoever. It just means it's really, really doing its thing. I was going to say, what I'm going to, no, I won't move it, just in case, but it is, I think you can see, yeah, it's really starting to smoke. Ideally, I shouldn't actually be sitting anywhere near this, and I'm going to move away in a few minutes. So just to recap, you do this kind of like as a big, big spin clean. If you've not done it before, then give it a go. The whole intention is to keep the space how you actually want it. It will take 1 hour, so heat it up. Make sure it's oven resistant or heat resistant for certain. The charcoal itself is going to remain hot for a long time, so what I tend to do is I leave it overnight somewhere very safe, and then I tip it in the bin the next day so it's had 24 hours to cool down. So after you have keep refilling the little well of the charcoal with more basilica, 1 hour, literally open up all of your windows and all of your doors, and the atmosphere will be absolutely twinkly and lovely. I've not known it not to be like that in all of the places that I've ever space cleared, and yeah, it's a bit of a trial and error with the basilica, but the results are absolutely amazing. So hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to get out of the way of doing this, and speak to you soon. Take care.